stop what you're doing. Think about the last choice you made. Maybe it was what you had for breakfast, or the video you clicked on just now. That was your choice, right? You felt completely in control. But what if that feeling of control is one of the most convincing illusions your brain has ever created? The classic question, are our choices truly our own, is not just a philosophical puzzle. It is a deeply personal mystery rooted in the very fabric of our biology and psychology. The traditional belief in free will as a foundational concept for our sense of moral responsibility and personal achievement has been challenged by an ever-growing body of evidence from neuroscience and behavioral science. This video will take a journey to explore that evidence, starting with a radical notion. Your sense of self-authorship may not be what it seems. Part 1. The illusion of control. The feeling of making a free choice is a powerful, subjective experience. For example, a person may believe they chose to become a teacher because they love to shape young minds. But this belief is influenced by a cognitive distortion known as choice-supportive bias, which causes individuals to retroactively ascribe positive attributes to the options they've chosen while downplaying the rejected alternatives. This bias operates below conscious awareness, subtly influencing how we recall and evaluate our decisions. It is not a matter of conscious deception, but an unconscious mechanism for reducing the discomfort of cognitive dissonance. Beyond such psychological mechanisms, our choices are deeply influenced by a web of biological and environmental factors over which we exert no conscious control. Our genetics, for instance, are estimated to determine about 25% of our lifespan, and they also influence our personality traits, intellectual abilities, and even political ideology. In the same way, social and environmental factors, from the climate we are born in, which may predispose us to a certain disposition, to the social pressures and group dynamics that affect our financial decisions and relationships, all play a significant role. These forces, often beyond our awareness, serve as the initial dominoes in a causal chain of events that lead to what we perceive as a free choice. What's the one choice you made that you thought was 100% yours? Let me know in the comments below. We'll be checking them, but the most shocking evidence doesn't come from marketing or genetics. It comes from a controversial experiment that suggests your brain makes decisions before you even know it. Part 2. The myth of absolute freedom. So if your brain is making the call, does that mean you're just a puppet? A cog in a giant machine? And does that mean we are no longer responsible for our actions? The assumption that without free will, society collapses into chaos and we have no reason to try is a widespread and deeply ingrained myth. The myth. This section debunks two common misconceptions about the absence of free will. The first is the idea that without free will, people are not responsible for their actions. This view, however, relies on a misunderstanding of what responsibility truly entails. A more nuanced view suggests that we do not hold people accountable out of a sense of cosmic retribution, but rather for practical, societal reasons. As Sam Harris and others have argued, we punish people not because they deserve it in a metaphysical sense, but to deter future harmful behavior and to protect innocent people. When a brain tumor causes a person to become violent, our moral intuitions shift. We do not hate them, but rather fear them and seek to contain them, acknowledging that their behavior is a result of forces beyond their conscious control. In this view, understanding the neurophysiology of the brain is just as exculpatory as finding a tumor within it. The second misconception is that if our choices are determined, then the future is entirely predictable and we are mere passive spectators. This ignores the role of our consciousness in shaping our own future. While our choices are a product of prior events, our genes, our upbringing, our environment, the process of conscious deliberation is a necessary part of that causal chain. Thinking and planning are complex, real-time processes that must be executed regardless of their ultimate origin. Part 3. The freedom you still possess. The real, tangible freedom we possess is not the magical ability to originate a choice from nothing. It is the capacity to deliberate, to reflect, and to veto the unconscious urges your brain presents you with. The Libet experiment, while often cited as evidence against free will, was interpreted by Libet himself as leaving room for a conscious veto. While our brain might automatically begin the process of an action, the conscious mind retains the right to stop it at the last moment. This concept is supported by more recent research, which suggests that the readiness potential may not be a pre-programmed command, but rather the ebb and flow of background neural noise that we can choose to act on. This new definition of freedom shifts the focus from being the ultimate source of our actions to being the conscious causal agent. Our power lies not in being free from causation, but in being a part of it. The freedom we experience is the result of a conscious mind that can shape its own reality by choosing what to pay attention to, what to learn, and how to respond to the myriad of internal and external forces acting upon it. This is the foundation of our moral responsibility and our ability to grow and change. It is the freedom to override impulse with reason and to consciously shape our next step, which is a core feature of what we consider human agency. Conclusion: the idea that you are a purely free agent is an illusion. But that is not the end of the story, because the real power isn't in being free from causation. It's in being the conscious causal agent who chooses to reflect, to learn, and to consciously shape your next step. This new understanding of freedom is not a weakness, but a profound strength. If this video changed the way you think, even just a little, then do not let it be your last new idea. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can continue your journey into the most fascinating questions about our universe and ourselves. The choice is yours.